Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chuckle Knuckles. I think this is one of the latest starts we have ever gotten. I am going to go a little bit over, though, because although you didn't hear it from me, because I don't want the people who are on after me to be mad if they show up. So what you just heard, I do have a guest. I do have a guest that I need to get to, but I would like to just talk a little bit about that song that you just heard. It was Thunderball, the theme of the James Bond film Thunderball, by Thomas Jones. He's a Welsh singer. Little thing about that song, I think it's the first one that really sets off the sort of genre of James Bond songs that are just talking about how gosh dang it cool is James Bond. Like that's a whole. That's not in every single James Bond song. Like there are some that are just songs, and then there are some that are kind of about the movie. But there's a lot of them that just mention like, isn't James Bond the best? Like, I would not be surprised if there's a James Bond song that I haven't heard where they just talk about he files his taxes right on time. Like, the second tax season starts, he's like, nope, I got it. I keep all my receipts. He's very helpful around his apartment complex. He helps people carry their groceries. That's the kind of guy that he is. There's a line in Skyfall where it's, I know I'll never be me without the security of your loving arms keeping me from harm. That is like... That's the most, like, man power fantasy line you could ever give to the biggest power fantasy, James Bond. I love James Bond to death, but the amount of songs that are just built on the idea of, hey, James Bond, you're the coolest. And that's a whole 3 minutes at the start of the film. I think it's pretty great. I've got my first guest here.
Hello.
I'm very excited. Why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, hello, Ben. My name is Quinten Lott,
Hi,
and
Quinten.
I'm an accent coach.
Yeah, an accent coach. I was very excited when I could get you on board, because I don't know if anybody's noticed. Anytime
You're Danish.
That's incorrect.
Oh.
I'm from the United States of America.
Of Emirates. Oh, no.
Nope, that's the United Arabs of Emirates.
Oh, okay.
That's what they like to be called. And before their civil
Well, I was close.
Close. I mean, United was in there. But if we have any repeat listeners, which I don't know if we will this week, I tend to try and do occasionally a British accent, or a certain type of British accent. I like to try and be northern if I can, but I don't know if I really pull it off. I don't know if I'm the best at really having an accent.
Right. Well, I'm happy to lend my services to you. You've had me on the show. You're letting me get my brand out.
Yeah. So okay. Before we even try any exercises, any big names that you've worked with? Any big projects you've helped people develop their accents for?
I've worked with Ray Winston. I tutored him before he went to do Fool's Gold.
Oh.
Played a man from the Deep South.
Right. Fool's Gold. Is that not the Matthew McConaughey picture?
Ray Winston is in it. He plays a villain from the Deep South. My father taught Dick Van Dyke to be in Mary Poppins.
So your father was terrible.
Well, that's
not to
terrible
insult your father.
That's a horrible thing to say.
Yeah, not to insult your father. I apologize. I'm not very tactful. I don't know if you've listened to the show before. Okay, well, Dick Van Dyke, he is not considered by many to have a good accent in Mary Poppins. So, I'm sorry, I hope you'll forgive me for jumping on sort of the bandwagon. But
have you ever been to London, Ben?
Oh, yes, I've been a few times.
Have you ever met a chimney sweep?
Chimney sweep?
Yes.
No, I have not. I don't think they
then
exist
how would
anymore.
you know how they sound? I've met many a chimney sweep doing my research.
Oh, okay, and why don't you do one of their accents right now?
Okay, what do you want me to say?
Say, hello, Governor. It's nice to see you. I appreciate your policies. Because you're speaking to a real governor.
Hello, Governor. It's nice to see you. I appreciate your policies. Because you're speaking to a real governor.
Okay. Do you run with walkie-talkie rules and I have to say over?
No.
No? No? Okay, fantastic. Okay. Well, I didn't want you to say because you're speaking to a real governor.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted you to end.
Oh, okay.
Because I kind of looked at you and indicated. But I'm sorry, I'll be clear about that.
Next time I'll assume the last thing that you say is not to be said.
Well, okay, but I might say stop here because I would like you to say the last thing.
Stop here because I would like you to say the last thing you just said.
Okay, I don't want to get into a who's on first situation here. But okay, so your father worked with Dick Van Dyke, And
Yes, he did.
You worked with a gentleman on the absolutely fantastic film Fool's Gold.
I think we can all agree.
I mean, top 10 films of all time. I don't know about top 5, but
Let's be reasonable, yes. Top 10.
top 10. Top 5, I don't know. I would say top 1 film for McConaughey. I can't think of a single McConaughey picture that I would rather sit through.
Yes.
Actually, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I take that back.
Dallas Buyers Club was terrible.
Dallas Buyers Club, I'd say that's a good 3. It's a good number 3.
He didn't sound Australian at all.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
I didn't once believe he was from Dallas.
He just sounded like every person who's ever had the mustache that he had in that movie. He looked like he should have sounded like Paul Rudd in Anchorman. That was the level of mustache he was working with. I'm sorry, we're getting off track. Who else have you worked with, accent-wise?
I worked with... So when I was a very small child, my dad got me to help because my dad was a terrible racist. He enlisted my help on a show called Sanford and Son to help with the side character named Archu. Because I was Archu is his name.
R2D2?
No, Archu.
Do you know
he was the?
That's what George Lucas always says when he sneezes.
Haha. He was the ethnic neighbor in Sanford and Son.
I don't think you need to, Quentin. I don't think you need to dismiss my joke. I'm sorry. Go back to Archu.
So Archu, for those who haven't seen Sanford and Son, is the ethnic neighbor in Sanford and Son. He's Asian of some description. I don't know if they ever say. I never watched the show. I just taught the actor, whose name I've forgotten, how to do his accent.
Oh, so he did not have his accent. He was not doing his natural accent.
No, he was American.
Okay. Well, let me say to you, Quentin, I don't like that on TV. I don't like when...
Oh, would you rather have they'd got a white man to play Archu?
I wouldn't have preferred that, but I would prefer it. I like it better when... Like Sulu, that was a big role because it was one of the earliest roles in Hollywood for Asian actors to not have an accent, to portray themselves with their natural speaking voice.
He had a George Takei accent.
Well, yes,
he'd go around going, "Oh my!"
I mean,
I can also do impressions of particular celebrities. That's my George Takei.
That's your George Takei.
Would you like me
He's always startled.
Would you like me to?
Are all of your impressions startled?
No.
No?
Would you like me to write I can record an advert for the show as George Takei if you like?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like you to do an ad for the re-release of Star Trek, the original series.
Oh, I was going to advertise Chuckle Knuckles, but if you...
Oh, okay, do an advertisement for Chuckle Knuckles. Yeah, that's right.
Hello! You're listening to Chuckle Knuckles and oh my! It's a good show.
Okay, I have one issue. Why did you scream, oh my?
Because that's what he does.
That's not what he does. He sees
an attractive red shirt. He's like, oh my!
Okay, well, I mean, I don't believe he was out at the time of filming Star Trek.
Red shirts can be both sexes.
That's a good point. But I think one of the things that people like about the oh my is that it's always very calm. It's always oh my.
No, that's Patrick Stewart.
No, my Patrick Stewart does. Hello, Leslie, Wesley. Wesley, I don't care for you coming into the episode and fixing the problem in the last 10 seconds. It's a horrible story mechanic.
That's Alan Rickman.
No, that's my Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman is
hello, Harry Potter.
How great would it be if Alan Rickman had played Jean-Luc Picard, and he could have come in and say, "Going somewhere, Mr. Crusher,"
and he'd be all, "I need someone from engineering," because in that voice he does.
Yeah, and Wesley Crusher would say, "I'm gonna become a real jerk as an adult." And also, I'm a terrible actor. But back to the accents. Can you do... what about a Marlon Brando? Can you do a Marlon Brando in The Godfather? Why do you always sound like it sounds like... I don't want to put any blame on you, but it sounds like these accents are from you sneaking up on people and shocking them.
Every celebrity has a sort of jumping on point for an accent.
Right. You have a touchstone.
Yes, and for George Takei, it's oh my! Sorry, I did that a bit wrong. Oh my! For Marlon Brando, it's
I understand what you're talking about. I have one for Mark Wahlberg. I say, "Hey, how's it going?" Yeah. "Hey, how you doing? It's me, Mark Wahlberg."
For
"Hey, listen to Chuckle Knuckles." "Hey, It's the second half of the 2-hour block of nonstop shop.
Hey, it sounds like you're doing a pretty good job already, Ben.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Quinten. Hey, listen to Chuckle Knuckles.
Quinten.
Yeah, I said Quinten.
Sorry, I thought you said Quentin. A lot of people get confused.
Oh, hey, man, I'm sorry. I don't mean to mispronounce your name. Listen to Chuckle Knuckles. I'm in a bunch of movies that make Republicans happy. Because the government's always the bad guy, even though I also work for the government at some point in the film.
You got any accents you feel that you can't do, Ben? I
cannot do a British accent. I'd like us to do that.
Okay, what kind of Britain? As we all know, Britain is very big.
I'll try and do a northern accent.
Okay.
Can you give me a phrase to say?
So have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
Yes.
So they're all
Sean Bean, famously from Scotland.
So he's not from Scotland. He's actually from a place called Yorkshire.
No, Yorkshire in Scotland. Yes, correct. But let's move on. I don't want to split hairs. We've established Sean Bean
as Eddard Stark.
Scotland.
He's always going, my name is Eddard
but I don't want to do a Scottish accent, and I don't think that's how he sounds. I can do a pretty good Jon Snow. Would you like to hear it?
Okay, go on.
I want to be a ranger, like Uncle Benjen. I'm the best fighter here.
You know, that's pretty good.
I know where to put it.
But unfortunately...
Sticking with the pointy end.
Unfortunately, Jon Snow is already taken.
Yeah, I know. Me and Kit Harington, we both went in and auditioned when I was 12, and I didn't get it. They said we want someone
that
with
would be
abs,
closer to
and
his
also
age.
As an adult.
You would be closer to his age in the actual books.
Yeah, I would, because Kit Harington's like 27 when he started the show. But I'm sorry, if you give me a phrase, I'll try and do a northern accent.
Okay, so what I want you to say is, the dire wolves have gotten loose.
Okay. The dire wolves have gotten loose.
Now that was just your normal accent.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to.
What I want. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through it. I'm going to talk you through every word. Instead of the, I want you to say t.
T.
Turn the into the t, because that's what happens once you get past the north-south border.
Right.
And dire wolves, I want you to say
dire wolves.
Dire wolves.
Dire wolves.
Dire wolves.
To dire wolves.
To dire wolves.
To dire wolves.
R is pretty much the same. Dire wolves are. Instead of R, it's ah. With an H, like you're opening your mouth at a dentist.
Gotcha. To dire wolves are.
And then escaping.
Escaping.
Don't say the G.
Escaping.
So
escaping.
Can you repeat that to me, Ben?
To dire wolves are escaping.
You've got it. Yeah. You've got it. That's just right, Ben.
I want to go audition. Oh, wait, all the dire wolves are dead.
So
there's no availability.
They've escaped from life.
Although Nymeria could still very well be alive.
Perhaps, or perhaps that'll just be teased for 7 books.
Ghost is alive, but where is he? I think, it would be great, wouldn't it, if Shaggy Dog were still alive, as he probably is in the books. But we're getting off track, and I don't reference Game of Thrones or The Song of Ice and Fire on this show. I reference comic books.
Just spoil it for several people who... Well, okay. If they're not up to date on the show.
And also, who cares about the show? I did technically spoil the good version of the story, but I'm getting off track. The show's fine. So this is a bit of a shock to me, our next guest. It's a bit like, I don't know, it's a bit like when Kitty Pryde met older Kitty Pryde in the comic book version of Days of Future Past. That's just my one for the show. So what we have here is a guy, I'll let him say his name, but I do want to describe what we're looking at. We're looking at a guy, he's about 5'10", 5'10 and a half, chiseled as all heck, got a grisly, like, what looks to be a permanent 5 o'clock shadow, a big scar on his cheek. He's got a full head of hair, but it's cropped pretty short.
Ben, I think you need to stop looking in the mirror and look at the guest.
It's gray. Thanks. Well, that's you see my point in a second. It's graying.
Oh my God! It's not a mirror.
It's not a mirror. That's right.
No.
And he's in a very tight tank top, and he came in with a gun. And I've been told by my booking agent, Carl, this week. Carl, hope it goes well for you, buddy, because I'll be surprised if it does, quite frankly, with the track record of this show. Oh, I also have a very sad announcement to make in a couple seconds, but we're looking at a guest named Ben Collins, circa the year 2037.
It's Ben Collins, the semi-popular improviser and stand-up comedian who's not popular enough to have a picture on Wikipedia. Oh, wait, that wasn't Ben Collins. That was someone else. That was Jesse Falcon.
Well, okay, just while
said.
I have the moment, the reason that myself and Quinten outside were looking up Jesse Falcon is we have breaking news to deliver. And I'm sorry, future me, I can't get over this, to take away from your time. But guest of the show from last week, Jesse Falcon, frontman of the band Falcon, has died.
What?
Just 30 minutes before the time of this recording. He was found half-eaten. And the top suspect in the case is another former guest, which is upsetting. He's believed to have been eaten by Stuce, the Forbidden Muppet. And I don't know, it's pretty sad. We might have to have a little moment of silence at the end of the show. Not right now, because we need to really introduce future Ben Collins. This is such a weird thing.
Hi, Ben. How's it going?
Hold on. Right off the bat. Why do I sound like a man from
Armenia?
From Cheshire?
Well, I'm the version of you that stayed in England that didn't go back to America.
Oh, God. So you're from an alternate timeline, then?
Well, yeah, I've come back to, hopefully, the events that cause what's brought me back haven't actually happened. Well, that's actually what I came to talk to you about. The beginning of these events are Stu's eating Jesse Falcon. I was hoping I would come back in time to prevent this. I didn't quite know what time it happened.
So listeners of the show will know that the first episode featured, frankly, villain from the future, Norb, coming back in time and saving the show by preventing Uncle Kevin's appearance. But it sounds like future me didn't get here early enough to prevent.
No, so this is from the time where Norb has already prevented that, but I need to prevent something else.
Right, and was what you needed to prevent Jesse Falcon being eaten, or is that just the first step to what you need?
The first step, Ben.
Okay, well then what do you need to prevent?
Well, really, I need to make sure... Or
would you rather go through it in stages?
Yeah, maybe it's best if I explain what's happened first.
Right,
really.
Okay.
So, what happened was...
Are you the leader of some type of resistance? Because you look it.
I'm not the leader, but I'm very much a figurehead.
Okay, that's good. Well, I don't like being a figurehead. I like to think that I would have good ideas, but go on.
Well, I do have good ideas put forward. I just don't necessarily lead.
Right, gotcha.
What year did you say you were from?
2037.
2037, no, so...
so you're about 40.
Yeah.
So the orbing...
I look pretty good.
No orbs by that point.
Thank you. I'd like... Sorry. I look pretty good now as well.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, me, I guess. That doesn't mean as much. I'm glad that our self-esteem is high enough.
Yeah,
we look at me and you're like, no, I was looking good. I looked fine.
We work out our self-esteem.
Oh, good, because we have not done so yet.
Don't worry.
For what you said, Quinten, I believe there's a chance. We have not had Norb return, and he said he would. So I feel like maybe we prevented orbs altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're here to prevent?
No, I'm not.
Oh, no. Okay.
We're fine with the orbs. We're fine with the orbs. So what's happened was you stayed in England, because although you didn't stay at Lancaster University, you managed to get a visa to work here and just continue Chuckle Knuckles.
Okay.
And
was that my job? Was just doing Chuckle Knuckles?
Yeah.
Does it take off? Does it get big sponsors?
Yeah, it gets pretty big.
Oh, okay, cool.
But you weren't doing it on Bellrig FM anymore. You were doing it for the BBC.
Oh,
Can I ask, did he gain the popularity because of advert endorsement from the likes of George Takei?
Yes, I think so, but I'm pretty sure that was from the actual George Takei.
Who had a very calm oh-bye, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's good. I've never felt like someone was so on my side before as a guest.
We know each other well, Ben.
We do. We know each other very well.
Yeah. But
intimately, some would say.
But
it's a natural thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you might recall last episode, Ben, unfortunately, things did not end on best terms with Richard Branson.
Hold on. I feel like Sir Richard Branson is from a different person's canon and they get to make decisions, but go on, future me.
He got very upset because he wanted to host Chuckle Knuckles.
Right. So is he jealous? when I get the BBC.
He's just jealous that he has never got to do it in any form, apart from the time he tried last episode.
Tried and failed.
Yeah. So he, Stoose, and Uncle Kevin have banded together to try and...
The two of the arguable villains from the Chuckle Knuckles Rogues Gallery.
Yeah.
And Sir Richard Branson, who I've listened back to the episode, and he's a fine guest. He's just a little aggressive about wanting to be the host.
Yeah, he is, but he gets very upset that he can't.
Okay.
So he pays Stoose and Uncle Kevin a lot of money to band together with him and try and bring you down, and sort of brings about the ruin of Chuckle Knuckles and eradicates comedy from the world forever.
And that's what you're here to
try and ruin you.
Okay. Quick question.
Yep.
Am I married in this eventuality?
You are.
To whom?
I feel like it's better for you to just discover it yourself.
Okay.
But you're very happy.
Is she purty?
She's very purty.
That's good. Glad to hear it.
Hey, Ben, turn around a sec.
Okay.
Other Ben. Is it Grendeler, the erotic fiction author?
It's not.
Oh, but they were definitely making eyes at each other.
I know.
Do you hook up at some point?
A couple of times, but not.
Okay.
It wasn't a real.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Thanks.
Ben! Hey! Alright, we're back. Real excited to just know that I don't die alone. I think you remember, that's a big fear.
Well, hopefully if I do my job, we don't have to die until a ripe old age.
That's true. So we're gonna get to that, your job. I think I've decided I was gonna do a bit, but I feel like it would be completely unnatural to do it at this time. I feel like I'm gonna have to save it for another week, which is why it's now weird that we have so many James Bond songs queued up.
Would you like to hear my array of James Bond impressions?
I would love that while I try and get the music sorted.
So, first one is Sean Connery. He goes,
Chuckle, not start.
and then
That
you've
sounded
got,
like Alan Rickman.
then you've got,
Chicken, not
you've got
stirred.
George
I have to agree
Lazenby.
with Ben here.
I'm not sure where he was from. I'm not sure what he sounded like, but I know he was actually Australian. So you've got him. He'd go, "I'm the one that people don't remember," and then you've got Roger Moore, who'd go, "No, my name is Roger Moore and I'm James Bond," and then you've got Timothy Dalton, who'd go, "Did you know I was in Hot Fuzz? That's all that young people remember me from." And then you've got Pierce Brosnan, who goes, "Oh!" And then you've got Daniel Craig, who's all muscles to me, really.
He's all muscles to me, too. Look at him. He's a strapping man. That scene where he comes out of the water at the beach, it's like, oh, God, he's ugly and also not that ripped. But women like it. That's the most genuine any opinion I've ever given on this show is. I don't get the fuss about Daniel Craig. We're going to go to our first song.
Me neither, Ben.
It's, I would assume we agree. Well, thank you. Those were, I will say, I'm not sure, I don't know how to put this tactfully. I'm not sure I would pick you as an accent coach. But some of those were pretty high. Some of those I would rank them pretty high. We're going to go to our first song, Skyfall, as covered by one of my favorite comedians, Paul F. Tompkins.
Is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then hear my heart burst again. For this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment, so overdue I owe them. Swept away I'm stolen. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall Together let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all together at skyfall. That skyfall. Skyfall is where we start. 1,000 miles and poles apart, where worlds collide and days grow dark. You have my number, don't forget my name, 'cause you'll always have my heart. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all together. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all together at skyfall. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall. Where you go, I go. What you see, I see. I know I'll never be me without the security of your loving arms, keeping me from harm. Put your hand in my hand and we'll stand. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all together. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all together at skyfall. Let the sky fall. We will stand tall at
And we're back! Welcome back to the Knuckles and Chuckles. That's because they're laughing so hard when you rap them against somebody's face who stepped to you. Because when somebody steps to me, I open with breakdancing, but I end with violence. That was really the message that I got from Step Up. I'm joined today by famed accent coach
Quinten Lott.
and future me.
Ben Collins.
Yeah, that's right. I'm real pleased with some aspects of the future. Oh, what if when we prevent what happens, I don't meet my wife? If it's staying in England and having a radio show, I would have to do both of those things to meet her, wouldn't I?
I don't want to reveal too much, Ben, because if I reveal too much and it doesn't happen, then you might be upset about what could have been.
That's true. And I might think you're just a handsome man who showed up.
Fun?
Although, no, when we were walking in, when me and Quinn were walking in, I did see a bunch of lightning, and then you were there naked. So...
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get close to work.
No, yeah, it's only living tissue.
Yeah.
That's why all Terminators have to have skin.
Yeah.
So why don't you, could you, just real quick, could I ask you about a couple of the guests, and you tell me what happened to them?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened to Stinky Kinky, the horniest boy in town?
Oh, well, him and, I forget the name of his lovely girlfriend.
I also do not recall it.
Well, they're very happy together.
Oh, that's great.
They moved to America and they actually became the stinkiest, kinkiest couple in the world.
Oh, that's great. That's good for them.
And they do tours around America.
Dickie Kensington.
Dickie Kensington II.
Yes.
He's immoral. He just kind of like takes life as it is. He got himself a new plane.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Grendela Willowick.
She She got a short amount of fame. Well, she got like a good amount of fame from her books, but then she sort of slowly started to die off.
Oh, okay.
Then she.
I haven't seen her since we fled the lighthouse because Stoos went into a rage.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in person since then either. I've just I've followed
That's not
her.
what you told me earlier.
What?
Okay,
Nothing.
well,
I turned around. Were words exchanged?
yeah,
Is she my
sorry,
wife?
Sorry, I didn't want to tell you about this. She's not your wife.
Oh, okay.
Um,
We did have a bit of a gap in our ages, so that's not.
but
It would be really
we did
sad.
hook up quite a few times back.
Hey, that's not a problem. Age isn't a problem there, my friend.
Like a lot.
Me.
Like a lot, Ben.
I mean, can I? If I high five you, do we merge into one being?
We can try it.
Okay, well, we'll high five off air where I feel like it's slightly less sexist.
Okay.
Did you? When was the last time you hooked up with Grendela Willowick?
Okay, let's get off this topic. How about let's do some of the people we know. Jordan Summerfield, is he fighting in the Resistance?
He, as soon as he heard the news, he was off like
Yeah,
a shot
that's
as
right.
the coward we know him as.
Famous coward Jordan Summerfield,
Yeah.
who famously on his episode of Chuckle Knuckles where he appeared said, "I am very weak,"
Yeah,
which is now, I mean, unquestionably true.
and that's why Stoos, Richard Branson, and
Uncle Kevin.
Uncle Kevin tried to go for him first because they were like, well, we know that's an easy one to pick off.
Yeah, that's right.
Somehow they didn't get him though. He's too good at hiding.
I mean, as would be expected. Sassy Jim Huxter,
Daddy Hooks.
Daddy Hux.
He's daddy of the Resistance now.
Oh, that is exactly what I wanted to hear. How about
What does that rank entail?
One
What does Daddy of the Resistance entail?
leader of the Resistance.
Oh, okay.
Giuseppe
Also a father figure to all.
Oh, good.
Massimo Luigi Colombo, the Pope, anti-Pope, some would say.
He actually. So we're not quite sure, but I assume Dickie Kensington showed him the Spider's Lair because he was immortal.
He's made into an immortal?
Yeah, and he's just declared the Eternal Pope because
Ooh.
he's immortal.
Eternal Pope, unless he steps down, as popes are wont to do occasionally.
He from his speeches he's done on telly, he does not seem.
You think he's there to stay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll just do like two more, I think.
Okay.
So, original guest, Hannah Wesson.
Now Wesson,
Yeah.
she's part of the Resistance.
Is she any nicer to us?
Sorry, Ben.
Absolutely not. Okay,
No,
that's fine.
she wasn't even nice as I got in the time machine to come here.
God, did she say like, oh, if you were an American, it would be easier because you wouldn't be so fat?
Yeah, she was
God.
like, wow, you could. It's a good thing you stayed in England because now you can fit in this time machine better.
Yeah, I would think that once we stayed in England for 20 years, we would pick up enough speech mannerisms, and I mean, clearly our accent has changed.
Yeah.
I feel like she would run
No,
out
but-
of things to throw
Oh
at us.
no, she has
No?
never repeated one. She has a
Never.
new one every time.
God, that is so her.
Yep.
So, okay, before we get to our last one, which I'm sure will be as undramatic as the rest, Quinten,
Yes.
what do you think? How likely is it? Can you explain the science of accents in a way that we can understand why my accent would morph into the one that 2037 exclamation point Ben Collins is rocking?
Well, the thing with accents is that they can change. They can change in response to a superiority or inferiority complex.
Ooh.
So, hence why the American accent developed out of inferiority, a needs to feel different to the British overlords. They'd won the war, but that wasn't enough. They needed to start throwing Yankee Doodles and Yeehaws in there to really differentiate themselves. So perhaps
This all checks out.
Yeah.
I can say, as history majors we
Yeah.
are, checks out.
So
I
perhaps
do miss the days where I got to say Yankee Doodle and Yeehaw.
Yankee Doodle Yeehaw, does that make you feel better?
Yeah, Yankee
All right.
Doodle. Yeehaw.
Yankee Doodle Yeehaw!
So, perhaps, I mean, accents have a quality to them. The quality of the American accent was independence and hating the British. Maybe, I suppose you just lost those qualities in yourself and you turned timid and racist like most British people.
Oh no, don't worry about that, Ben. You're still You're still an upstanding fella.
Thank you. I'm good to
If I
hear.
do say so myself.
I mean, I'm sure you do.
Or if you do say so yourself.
So can we hear what I now sound like trying to do an American accent? And Quinten, could you criticize it?
So like you said earlier that you couldn't do a British accent, I can now no longer do an American accent.
Was there a
Let's
strange
try it.
point halfway where you could half do both accents?
There was.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
It sounded really weird to everyone, even to myself.
Let's try it. So Quinten, why don't you give him an expression, and you can critique him, I mean, straight away.
Okay, the phrase for you is, "Oh gosh, Grendeler, that was fantastic. When shall we meet again?"
Oh gosh, Grendeler, that was fantastic. When should we meet again?
You know, that sounds suspiciously like our impression of Owen Wilson. It might be easy
I
for you
miss
to do an
those
impression
days.
of Owen Wilson. Oh, God. I remember. Well, okay. Could you give your critique of him, Quinten?
Where is Owen Wilson now?
Fun?
Where is Owen Wilson now?
He and Vince Vaughn actually got married.
Oh, and did they crash their own wedding?
They did.
Oh, that's great.
He's still around then. Okay, I was suggesting you could use it to disguise yourself.
No, I wish.
So, Quinten.
I thought I'd have more wrong with it. It was brilliant. Top show.
Okay, I didn't think it was perfect. So, Quinten, I feel like...
Yeah, well, what would you know? You're not an accent coach.
No, but I do think I have a nice ear for accents.
And his wife, I just taught you of a
Yeah, okay. Quinten, could you turn around for a second?
Certainly.
I feel like we have both way better accents than he.
I know, I feel like he's claiming he's this big accent coach. I don't think he's very good at it. No, he's not. Why don't we, when we get back, I'll ask you about the last question about somebody's fate.
Okay.
And you can then tell me, and I'll ask him to respond in a new accent, and we'll just have a good laugh at what it sounds like. Okay, Quinten, could you turn back around?
Hello.
So I'm about to ask me a question, and I'd like you to respond to it with a Russian accent. Do you think you can do that?
Sure.
I just really want to show the
Respond
audience.
to it in what way?
You just however you feel.
Okay.
Because I get the feeling that you might have listened to a couple episodes.
Yes.
Did you listen to last week's?
Yes, I heard last week's.
Okay.
Jesse Valken, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Jesse Falcon. We'll plan a memorial.
buddy.
We'll plan a candlelight vigil or something about it. Well, I did want to ask you about the fate of the only other host ever of Chuckle Knuckles, one of my closest buds, Jake Black. What's he doing? What's he doing these days? What's that crazy character getting up to? What's my man Jake Black doing?
Ben, there's something I have to tell you.
What?
Jake didn't make it.
What, comrade?
Oh my god. Okay, Quinten.
So,
Do you
Comrade?
Do you mind? I just found out that one of my best friends dies.
Oh, no!
well, hopefully we can prevent it, Ben.
Hopefully.
Um,
I'm going to need a second.
but this is also quite a recent
I'm
thing
gonna
for
need-
me, to be honest.
It happens. Okay, at least I get time with him if things happen.
It was honestly about 30 minutes before I got in the time machine to get
Oh god, is that what sent you over the edge? And you were like, I gotta go now.
well, it was kind of like we had like 30 minutes to go until we could fit. We were in the middle of finishing the time machine, me, Jake, and Jamie Yates.
What?
What?
I work with Jamie Yates.
Yeah.
Does he turn on us? Is that who kills Jake Black?
No, him and Jake went out and sacrificed themselves so that you could to give you enough time to get.
Sounds like he really.
Get
Sounds like he really turned a new leaf.
What?
Sounds like Jamie Yates really turned a new leaf. Doesn't sound like the kind of guy to do that.
He doesn't sound like the kind of guy to do that. He's the kind of guy who captures people. And
well, Ben, it was consensually.
what? Don't tell me we came around to that line of thinking.
Yeah.
Don't tell me in 20 years' time our complete view on people's rights and liberties have changed.
Just on this one specific.
I don't know. I would
Suddenly
like to
the
say-
future's not looking so bright, is it?
I mean, it wasn't
It was
looking
never looking bright.
but it did have bright qualities. But can I ask? Okay, is that how I meet my wife? Do I subscribe to CapturedLove.com? I would be
No,
so disappointed.
You
Okay,
don't.
fantastic.
Don't worry. Well, okay, so you do meet her through CapturedLove.com, but just because she works for Jamie Yates.
Okay, that's still... I don't like that I'm friends with Jamie Yates. I don't consider Jamie Yates to be the type of person...
He's a really nice guy, Ben.
Okay. Well, I need to really get through this loss of my friend, Jake Black. So I think we're going to go to our next song, but then I'm going to get out of here. So, Quinten, would you mind... I'll probably be back at the last minute of the show, but would you mind... Would you mind just taking over, asking a couple questions?
Sure, I can ask questions.
Okay, we do have another person coming. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, they're late.
Yeah, I'll slip you the sheet, and you can read out their name and stuff. But I'm just gonna go. This is
Ben. We're sorry. Just before you go, you need to make sure that if you are to continue this show, you only go to America and do it. You can't continue it here.
Oh yeah, I'm going home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going home, so this is not an issue. Good. Okay, this is you. If you'd done your research, you would have. I'm not going. I'm not sticking around. So that's.
Wait.
So
I mean, I'm glad that you came back and told me some stuff. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad we're hanging out. But
what happened in the other reality?
What?
Why was it in the other reality that he stayed in England and this reality's not? What happened?
It's been so long. I honestly don't remember.
Huh? That's crazy. But we're gonna go to Goldfinger now, and I'm gonna go outside and mourn the loss of my friend who won't die because I'll be gone. So, all right.
Hooray, comrades! Was that an appropriate time to do the accent?
Frankly, not, Quentin. Here's Goldfinger by James Bond, R.I.P. Jesse Falcon.
A cold finger beckons you to enter his web of sin, but don't go in. Golden words he will pour in your ear, but his lies can't disguise what you feel. For a golden girl knows when he's kissed her, it's the kiss of death from Mr. Goldfinger. Pretty girl, beware of this heart of gold. This heart is cold. Golden words he will pour in your ear, but his lies can't disguise what you feel. For a golden girl knows when he's kissed her, it's the kiss of death from Mr. Goldfinger. Pretty girl, beware of this heart of gold. This heart is cold. He loves only gold. He loves gold. He loves only gold. Only gold. He loves
Hello and welcome back to Chuckle Knuckles. My name is Quinten Lott and I'm joined here by Ben Collins.
Hi, future Ben.
Future Ben Collins, for anyone not listening before. Now, I think there's one thing I want to ask Ben Collins. One more guest that other Ben didn't ask about. What happens to, in this grim dark of the future of yours, what happens to, me?
I won't lie to you. I never hear from you again after this.
Oh, who? A knock on the door? Come in! Come in!
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, it's nice to see you.
No, Ben's not the host anymore. I'm Ben. I mean, he's Ben. That other guy was Ben. I'm Quinten, and I'm the host now.
Hello, Quinten.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Barry Business.
Yes, Barry Business.
Oh,
You
I
were booked
remember
by
you.
And I'm a businessman.
You were booked by George. What was his name? Not
I spoke to Carl on the phone.
Carl. That was the hiring.
I pulled
agent.
out my telephone, cellular mobile phone, and I called him up and I said, hello, it's nice to see you. I would like to come on and talk about my business, as I am Barry Business, human businessman.
Okay, so what business have you... I mean, I already know, but I'll let you explain your business.
I sell honey to many different people. I Barry Business, and I sell a lot of honey. I just walk up to people and I say, hey, would you like some honey? I got a lot of honey. The issue is I like to eat it all. So sometimes I'll be low on honey, and I promised a lot of people honey, but I like to eat honey.
For a man called Barry Business, you don't sound like the greatest businessman. Is that your given name?
I think you'll find from my suit that clearly I am a businessman, and I'm a very good Barry businessman. It is my given human name that I was given by my 2 human parents. They said, oh, we'll call him Barry, and because they were traditional, it was my father's name that they gave me. They did not hyphenate. Barry Business is my name, and I'm
What
a
would your name
businessman.
be if they had
Barry
hyphenated?
Business is my name, and business is my game, and let me tell you something, business is booming.
But you keep eating your honey. That doesn't sound... I mean, that sounds like there's clearly a demand for your product.
To answer your
just-
question, my name, had they hyphenated, had they been very progressive, it would have been a Barry Business.
Oh, I can see why they didn't hyphenate.
No, it would have been a mouthful.
Yes, fair enough.
And they would have had to stop going to the country club.
Now, Barry, you just said that your business is booming. And clearly there's a supply of your product, but it doesn't seem like you're making a return on your investments, given that you're eating them.
Do you mind if I tell you the story of my business to really get to the heart of the matter?
Go ahead. Yeah. Ben seems ready to hear the story over again.
Yeah, well, Barry Business is one of my favourite guests ever.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm
a
expecting
very
good things.
Guest and businessman, I suppose. So one day I was out in the woods. I had just done something. And I decided to take a nap. And what would I see but a beehive? And I go to it, and I lay down under it, and the honey just started to drip into my mouth. And I fell asleep, but with my mouth open, so I could keep eating that sweet, sweet honey.
That sounds dangerous. You might have gone and Hendrixed.
Oh, and
on
choked
honey.
on. Well, the thing about it is I would not have had 2 paramedics who elected to just let me die because of choking on vomit, which is a very preventable death to have. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about my booming honey business. So I woke up from my nap and I walked over to the nearby stream and I started to fish with my hands. And,
Paws can be a euphemism for hands.
Yeah, that's right. Euphemism. That's what I meant it as, like when I speak to women about sex but don't want to be real gross about it. But I walked to the nearest town. And when I got there, I went to the suit shop, and people started to run out of the back entrance. And I walked up, and I put on a suit.
Why were they scared of you, Barry?
Well, I was a naked businessman, and they said, oh, you should have a suit on. He looks like a very good businessman. And I said, I am. I'm Barry Business. And I've just had a great idea for a business. And they screamed, and I put on a suit. And since then, it's been a little bit easier. It's been smoother sailing. People have stopped asking me if I am something, but and that's good. I don't like it when people ask me that. It causes
if
me
you
to
are
fly.
something. Surely everybody is something.
Well, no, they're not like, oh, you're something, Buster. They're like, you're a thing specifically.
What thing?
I don't want to say it. It makes me very angry when people think that I'm it, because I'm not it. I'm a businessman.
But I don't know what they're talking about.
No, most people don't think about it, except for rude people who just come up to me and say, oh, you must be this thing, but I'm not. I'm a businessman. And I like to fish in streams with my bare paws. I mean hands. What? Bare
your bare
paws?
hands.
Bare paws aren't a thing that I have. I don't have bare paws.
Oh, because you're always wearing gloves.
Yeah, because I like to wear bespoke white gloves that I take off before a duel and slap the other businessman across the face. He says, "Hey, I don't think you can. I just want to give you some solid advice, my friend Barry. I don't think it's a good idea for you to be eating all this honey. If you want to make good money."
Oh, that's what
honey.
I said.
He calls me honey. Yeah, but you're not a businessman, so I don't need to duel you.
I mean, I own a business.
Oh, what business is that?
Quinten Lott's accent coaching.
Oh, could you coach me on my human accent?
Yes, certainly. I
Do
mean,
you not have a...
I mean,
Say
could
as
you
if you're not-
could you coach me on my businessman voice?
okay.
But you're a businessman.
Could you coach me on my... Hey,
Barry, are you okay?
He's turning into Marlon Brando.
this reminds me of that time that I got my head stuck in a hole, and a bunch of various woodland critters came and helped me out, and then I got out and mauled them.
That's sad. Why would you not help your friends?
Well, they weren't my friends. They were just a weird rabbit who was larger than me, and a pig who was very small, deceptively small, and a tiger was there.
Are you okay, Barry? Was there something in that honey?
No, there's nothing in my honey. I've beat that lawsuit several times. I go into the court, and they say, it's time again for a guy who's curious about honey versus Barry Business. I don't pay attention to his name. I think his name is Sir Herschel Lawman. And he sits down and he says, "Hi, I'm Herschel Lawman. I want to talk about what I think might be in this honey. I think there might be bear fur in this honey." And I say, "Listen, fella, I don't know when I would ever interact with a bear. You're all looking at me. I'm a human businessman. I'm Barry Business. I'm very good at business. And I don't need to be questioned."
Barry. So, I know you're sensitive about it, but we do need to address the bear in the room, as it may be.
I don't know what you mean. That's not an expression that I'm familiar with.
Barry, you look an awful lot like a bear.
How dare you? I'm in a suit. I couldn't possibly be a bear.
He's got you there,
But-
Ben.
But bears can wear suits if you just tailor one for them. It's okay.
You got me.
There's nothing wrong with it.
You got me. I'm a bear.
It's okay, Barry. Don't cry.
I don't know
I'll
if
get
this
you a
is very
tissue.
good radio. I think I'm going to stop doing that into the microphone, but I will cry whenever you all are speaking.
That was Barry. Oh, sorry.
Can I tell
got
you
nothing to
guys,
say.
when The Revenant came out, it was a real tough time. Everybody was talking about how much they loved it, but I was just so sad from the very beginning when that...
I haven't seen it.
I thought
Why,
the bear won.
No, the bear doesn't win. It doesn't get to eat Oscar winner Leonardo DiCaprio.
It has a go.
It has, yeah, but
That's more than most of us get.
You know what it
I'd
does
love
is
to try
it
and eat it.
perpetuates the myth that bears will just leave you alone if you stop moving. I'll eat the hell out of a person if they're just sitting on the ground. I do it every day. If I walk up to a person on like a picnic and they're lying back, I mean, first of all, I steal that picnic basket, but second of all, I eat them.
They're the easiest kind of people to eat.
Oh, they're easy targets. If you walked out into the woods and you just saw food on the ground, well, you probably wouldn't eat it because that's not very healthy. But you know what? I can understand why you guys would think that we wouldn't eat you if you were down on the ground. What really I think happened is there was, all stereotypes are born from the truth, and that's what it is a harmful stereotype of my bear people. You guys, just one bear was probably had just eaten, and then he saw another person who was just sitting still, and he just walked away, and that person was like, "Oh, I need to tell everybody this." And I'm here to tell you. I mean, you know what? Actually, so that it's easy to keep eating people, it's fine. Just stay still. Now, if you don't mind, I got a date.
Oh,
You got it? Who with?
Well, it's a woman named Sheila Goodness.
Sheila Goodness.
Sheila Goodness, yeah.
is she?
I met her through a website.
Is she? Like
What was the
you?
website?
The website, I don't know if I want to say it out loud. It's a place called capturedlove.com. And I do have an issue with capturing things, as I have been, multiple circuses have tried to get me to wear a skirt and jump through hoops, but
Were you in the circus?
no, I've mauled several people who are against it. Also, I did do a tour of malls where I would maul people in them.
Oh,
Was that your party trick in the mall?
It was my party trick. I'd be like, hey,
Why would anyone keep hiring you?
hey, babe, come over here. And then I would maul a man.
What? Surely they would be. I mean, you'd think they'd hire you as a talking bear.
Uh,
A mauling bear is something all bears
Nobody
do.
could really tell I was a bear until now. I don't think anybody's ever noticed this.
Right, so they hired you as a human mauler,
Yeah.
and then you would maul people with the efficiency of a great bear.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go. I feel like there's a lot of heat in this room. I feel
it's
like
okay, Barney. You don't have to be ashamed of what you are.
yeah. I might send in a sample of the honey for you guys to try
Oh, well, thank you.
for next week.
If I remember correctly, it was delicious.
Oh, it's nice to hear. I don't know what you mean by remembering it because you haven't tried it before. I didn't listen to the show before coming in, but I'm gonna go now.
There he goes.
Such a cuddly fellow. Hello?
Hey guys, I'm back.
Oh, I thought you were going.
No, I was just walking outside to have a moment to
Oh.
myself to mourn Jake Black dying, and then I realized, oh, he's not gonna die because I'm leaving, and that's in the future. So why
Yeah.
would I be sad about it? I can go and hug him after this.
But
after
you'll
this.
have to. But to save him, you'll have to leave him
Yes, which will be quite sad.
and all your Chuckle Knuckles friends.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'll just have to have one great big party at the end of this season of Chuckle Knuckles.
Can I come?
You know what, Quentin? You've been one of the most agreeable guests I've had so far, even though I don't much care for what you style yourself as. I think, as your friend, I'm going to have to tell you, I think it would be a good idea for you to work in another field.
Maybe I'll become an actor. Maybe I'm wasting my skills.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. And, if you have a dream, I'll support it. But I would like to say, on air, shop Amazon, first of all. And second of all, I probably shouldn't do that. There are people who run this station and don't want me to say things like that right outside.
Fan other website shopping advert.
Oh, thanks, future me. Oh, and technically, I said that, so I'm in the clear.
Actually, on my version of the show, I never said that in my timeline.
What did you endorse?
Fun?
What did you endorse?
I didn't endorse anything in this episode.
What? You don't sound like this Ben at all.
Well, things are already different.
He endorses that
I guess
website
I
every
guess the
week.
timeline's converging already.
I would like to counter
Diverging.
endorse something. No one use capturedlove.com.
Whoa.
It's a terrible service. No, future me, we're not going to talk about it. And I'm gonna
Jamie
go to
Yates is a good friend of mine.
Jamie Yates is a son of a stitch.
Whoa.
He's a gosh darned son of a stitch, and we're going to Straight Outta Compton.
Mind your language.
The clean version by Ends with Attitude.